All right, my friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing your daily horoscope for Thursday, the 30th of May, 2019. Another beautiful day. We've got the moon in the later degrees of Aries. All right. We still got a lot of fire, a lot of spark and ambition guiding us through this day, making a cool connection, that trine. Trines are these easy flow connections, right? From fire sign to fire sign, from fire Aries, which is a spark, the initiation, the beginning of the zodiac, making that connection to the ninth house, which is ninth around anyway, Sagittarius, up here for you. Aries is over here. Sagittarius up here, Jupiter and Sagittarius, the moon down here in Aries. They're making that easy flow connection, fire and fire. All right, a lot of things are connected to Jupiter right now, King Jupiter, the planet of more. Big magnifying glass, all right? Anytime we look at Jupiter, we look at this big magnifying glass. So anything Jupiter touches right now is making a connection with our moon, our emotional moon in the sign of Aries, self. Putting myself first, my emotions first, honoring my emotions. Honoring that there's information out there, Jupiter and Sagittarius, there's information out there that's going to aid into the healing aspect of myself, which is the Chiron in Aries, okay? So we have Chiron in Aries, the moon in Aries. Chiron's at the beginning. The moon's at the end. But nonetheless, this is the sign of self, okay? So in the sign of self, we're healing ourselves. We have new things coming to light. Now, oftentimes, us astrologers refer to Chiron as the wounded healer in the zodiac. It is absolutely fundamental to understand that Chiron is a badass, okay? He is the most amazing teacher. That's who he is, all right? And his journey, his goal here is to share that knowledge with us as this masterful teacher to heal parts of ourselves wherever it shows up in our zodiac. So in the sign of Aries is we're questioning self. We're questioning if we're good enough to do something, if we have what it takes to propel ourselves into the next level, the next step, okay? And it's making, Chiron's been making some connections here and there as everything's passing down either between Gemini or Cancer. Because in Gemini, it's creating a sextile, and then in Cancer, when the personal planets are coming through, it's creating a square. So it's just like, again, it's further showing our emotional nature. This is Cancer, our emotional nature of ourselves. We have to heal the thoughts that we are not enough. That, it's just not, it's not a truth. It's not a truth. So let me show you the chart of the day and get back into it, right? So as you can see, the chart is a freaking mess today. Okay, there's just lots of energy. So we've been talking about this stuff, of course, as always, is Saturn opposing the North Node, conjunct the South Node, this great release, restructuring of ourselves, restructuring of government, this change and transformation with Pluto is happening, creating the sextile there, okay? To Neptune, we're creating our dreams, we're expanding. Now Neptune is creating this sextile over here to Venus in her home sign of Taurus. Talked about that this week as well, that this was going to be happening all week, and now it's exact. We can see 1835, 1833, so that means just an hour later. So this will be, it's an exact connection, 1818, all right? And then Venus, furthermore, is sextiling the North Node. Okay, so the North Node, again, is where we're headed, meaning everything that we're doing, we need to, Mars is our planet of action, where everything we're doing, all the action we're taking is about being intuitive, empathetic, about feeling our way through this, not necessarily the most logical, but understanding deeper emotional side of selves that's going to drive us and propel us forward. And as we connect with our emotions, we're allowing Venus to really shine and do what she does and say, I want and I love and I desire these new things, these new traditions here in Taurus. So we're applying emotion to where there wasn't once emotion. Where it was cold, hard, and rigid, this workplace up here. We're changing all of this, and then further Neptune's sextile to Venus as well. It's deepening it. All right. Now, that's just this crazy sextile that's happening. We kind of talk about these aspects for a while because anytime these personal planets move through Taurus, they're creating this additional connection. This is like jumping checkers. bing, bing, bing. So anytime we got one that comes through, they're just getting, bopped on the head, and it feels, this is a good bop. This is, ooh, what kind of energy are you bringing to the party? This is good. We're allowed to fall in love with these deeper emotional side of things. All right, enough of that. So this is the business right here, and this has been the business. This is the business of 2019. This guy right here, this and this. These are the two biggest biggest. We can't forget about Chiron. All these bigger, they're all big aspects. All right, but this is expansion. It's an expansive year, okay? Jupiter. Everything, just like this, as we're talking here about trusting yourself, loving yourself. Now, I've said this multiple times in the show before, and I love it. It's an analogy I will use forever, okay? You can YouTube it. It's been on Facebook. I've seen it. It's been on Instagram. There's this picture of this Dalmatian deer. It's a Dalmatian deer. I don't know. For those of you, I'm sorry. I've said this a couple times, but I know there's a lot of new people coming on the channel that I'll talk to this about, because this is an important analogy. This Dalmatian deer, I've never seen a Dalmatian deer in my life, and all of a sudden somebody's videotaping is a Dalmatian deer. It's white and black spots, and it's like, it doesn't look like any other deer out there. And yet it's absolutely beautiful. It's stunning, and everyone can marvel over how beautiful it is. But to the other deer, it's so different. It's so different. Does it question its own beauty? And that's what Chiron is showing us right now. It's like, are you questioning your own beauty? Are you questioning what you're bringing to the table? Are you questioning, all the goods that you have here? You're a treasure chest of a human being, and you have all of these beauties inside of you, all these gems, these nuggets of knowledge, experience, the traumatic things that have happened in your life are answers and keys for other people, okay? Now that's like, well, how does that help me? Well, it helps you by being that, by sharing yourself, by sharing your traumatic experience, or by sharing that you thought you weren't enough over here on one end, is going to inspire this community, this connection over here, and someone say, I didn't think I was enough either. But now that I'm hearing you say it, and I look at you and I think you're great, that makes me think that I can be great too. So this is great. Everything is great. So these great connections in the expansion. And that's what this Jupiter is saying. I'm going to go back to the chart for a second. Okay, this Jupiter is connecting with the moon. Okay, that blue line right there, that trine. Okay. Then we have this sesqui-square, this weird dot over here to Uranus. Okay. This is an annoying aspect. Okay. This is meaning, we look at, hold on, let me come back here. We look at sesqui-squares in conjunction, or quincunxes as annoying aspects, because it's like something that's like here. There. I can see my hand on the screen. I can see my hand here on the screen through my peripheral, but I can't really make it out through my peripheral here. You know what I mean? I'm staring down the barrel of the lens. So if I swivel my chair, I still, even when I move, I still can't quite see the hand there. So it's something that I can feel. It's like having, like you think there's a car in your blind spot, but you don't really know. We have to do extra work and turn extra far around. You know what I mean? So this is like something that's just out of visibility. And what this is saying specifically, this sesqui-square to Jupiter and Uranus. Now, these are heavy hitters in the zodiac. Uranus is the great release, okay? This is the release. Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius, the water in the air that allows the electricity to flow, and it allows for whenever there is so much tension, it's created by Saturn and Mars, maybe Pluto, Uranus comes through, the Uranian energy comes through and busts it up, okay? All right. Well, that takes care of that. Whether it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. It took care of the tension. It released the tension. That's Uranus's entire job. Release the tension. Now, in Taurus, we talk about this as well, that this tension is traditions. These are old school mentalities. There's someone I follow, I'm going to leave names out of it here, a tantric healer, okay, is a couple, husband and wife, tantric healer. And they are conservative what they post, meaning they don't show nudity, but they show implied a lot on what they do, because it's about, hey, being comfortable in your skin, being comfortable in your body. Being comfortable is being a human being unapologetically. You don't have to apologize for hair and weird spots. It's not weird spots. It's hair on your body. It's the body. You know what I mean? So these people in tantric, this is like divine, sexuality and honoring ourselves, and getting there. So one of their posts, several of their posts were taken down, although there was no nudity shown. Now, I'm a photographer, I'm an artist, so there's a lot of art, beauty, sexuality, they go kind of hand in hand. They inspire one another. So you can see, on a photographer's page, implied nudity, but for this person, through this tantric workshops and a very healing aspect, for some reason their posts were taken down. I had seen the posts before they were taken down, and trust me, the photographers that are pushing the boundaries with art, and I love it, absolutely love it, are more on a closer line than this was, which was just simply acknowledging and honoring the body, specifically the naked female body. Okay, so although the appropriate spots were bleeped out, these posts were deleted. Why I'm saying all of this is coming back to Uranus inside of Taurus. These are old school mentalities. Women's nipples are illegal, but men's nipples aren't? Come on. If I were to photograph myself shirtless and Photoshop female nipples on top of mine, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. Or vice versa. I mean, whatever. We get it. You know what I'm saying, though? But I don't have to explain this to you guys. You're there. You're hip with me. So this energy, though, this is part of the transformation. Now, on a positive note, Facebook came back and said to this tantric workshop people, we apologize. Your post was not against our rules, against our regulations, and they allowed it to go back up. Okay, so there's knowledge out there that we're changing these traditions, and there's information out there. Okay, and this couple handled it. They communicated it. They didn't just surrender. Okay, this isn't just throwing the white flag up and saying, okay, I'm getting pushed out by the bigger fish, or I'm this guy's got more money or more power, I'm going to let them just kind of weasel away. It's just like, no, I'm going to stand up for what's right here and do what's necessary. I'm going to speak my truth. Mercury in Gemini, Sun in Gemini, we got to speak our truth here. And allow the universe to sort this stuff out. As long as we're being authentic, as long as we're communicating, and that's what this kind of energy is, this Uranus Sagittarius, okay? We are changing these old traditions. We're breaking away from these, arbitrary, silly kind of rules and opening up to where we can live as human beings in a sustainable, functioning society. So back at this, everything is pointing up here today. Okay, as you see, these guys, well, this is all over the place. But really, we're looking at the top of the zodiac today. We're looking at all this information up here. We got to have faith in ourselves. We have to have faith in ourselves, trust in ourselves that this communication that we put through is going to be enough to change this old system. Taurus, Pluto and Capricorn, changing the government, changing these laws, changing the structures, okay? So, have faith in yourself that what you're doing the good work there, friends. And keep doing the good work, staying true to self. And that's what the North Node is all about. Staying true to self, staying in our own authenticity. And we'll be surprised some of these things are going to change right in front of our own eyes. So have a happy, amazing Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow.